Now at 5, as the temps drop, so do the road conditions. We'll go over some car safety to keep in mind this winter. Plus,
time could soon be up for TikTok. I'm Erica Brown at the Supreme Court, where justices seem prepared to uphold a law that could ban the popular social media app.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Road crews have been working nonstop clearing roads after Mother Nature dumped quite a bit of snow on the 4 states overnight. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. While there are still a few slick spots, the majority of our major roads are now clear. Let's go straight to meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney with a first look at the latest conditions.
Thanks, Tanya. Yeah, we have most of our main roads have been cleared out. 20th and Rangeline, you can see downtown Joplin and out in Pittsburgh as well. But some of those back roads are still going to be covered with snow. And as we head into tonight and temperatures drop, we're going to see a lot of refreezing and a lot of black ice as we head into Saturday morning. Then you can see a lot of our roads on this Kansas side from MoDOT clear. We've got a little bit of wet pavement as that snow continues to melt. But again, even though it's clear right now, we're going to see a lot of refreezing as we head into the overnight hours and temperatures drop because we got quite a bit of snow. Now, Joplin and out to the east, over 6 inches of snow. Out in Webb City, I measured 6.5 inches of snow. Now, the lighter blue area, we got about 4 to 6 inches. And then out in the very light areas, Independence, Chanute, only about 1 inch to 3 inches. So it was definitely caused by those bands of heavy snow we got late last night. Clouds have started to clear off though. We're looking good through Saturday, but we have another potential for a front to be moving in Saturday night and into Sunday. However, with temperatures warming up tomorrow as much as they are into the low 40s, upper 30s, and the sun clearing out, we're going to see a lot of melting going on tomorrow, but still some refreezing to go. Now I'll have more look at your forecast coming up.
Lindsay, and you can get the latest road conditions and power outages across the area anytime through this QR code. It'll direct you to links on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for that information for each of the 4 states in our viewing area. Well, snow and ice created some chaos for area drivers this morning. This tractor trailer jackknife blocking I-49 north of Carthage. It took about 3 hours to get the road cleared and traffic running again. Well, authorities have asked drivers to stay alert and aware if they need to be on the roads. Increase your following distance and look out for those road crews. Remember, they're working to help you. Well, due to these freezing temperatures, some of you might think it's a good idea to allow your car to warm up so the oils and all the fluids get through the engine, but that's not always necessary. According to Consumer Reports, your engine is already fully lubricated and ready for you to drive off in 20 to 30 seconds. We spoke to a local expert who says there's no need to idle your car for long periods.
Actually, it does damage to the car. The cars aren't designed to idle for a long period of time. It'll take it a lot longer to warm up if you leave it idling. If you'll get out on the road and start driving, then the temperature of the engine and the heater will come on a lot faster.
Well, Consumer Reports also says it's important to drive slowly when you first hit the road to allow your temperature gauge to move off the cold reading. The Supreme Court appears likely to uphold a law that would ban TikTok in the U.S. in just 9 days unless it is sold. The popular social media app is owned by a Chinese parent company. Lawmakers passed the law with bipartisan support and backing of the Biden administration over national security concerns. CBS's Erica Brown has more on today's Supreme Court arguments.
At the U.S. Supreme Court, justices heard from lawyers representing TikTok, arguing a ban on the wildly popular social media app would violate the First Amendment rights of its users, about half of the U.S. population.
The bottom line, Your Honor, is this case ultimately boils down to speech. And my friends on the other side, when you cut through everything else, are ultimately worried that the ideas that appear on the TikTok platform could in the future somehow manipulate Americans.
But Solicitor General Elizabeth Prelager, representing the Biden administration, argued TikTok's China-based parent company, ByteDance, could weaponize data on the platform.
TikTok collects unprecedented amounts of personal data. And as Justice Sotomayor noted, it's not just about the 170 million American users, but also about their non-user contacts who might not even be engaging with the platform.
In their questioning, justices seem inclined to uphold the ban lawmakers passed with bipartisan support last April.
Congress is fine with the expression. They're not fine with a foreign adversary, as they've determined it is, gathering all this information about the 170 million people who use TikTok.
All it's doing is saying ByteDance has to divest, and then TikTok can go about its business, use whatever algorithm it wants.
ByteDance could sell to halt the ban. A privately funded group, including Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, announced it wants to purchase TikTok, but ByteDance has said it will not sell. If the ban goes into effect, TikTok would disappear from mobile app stores. For users who already have the app, they can access it, but new posts and updates will be unavailable, and the app will eventually go dark.
I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points.
In a legal filing last month, President-elect Donald Trump asked the Supreme Court to pause the ban until he takes office and he can negotiate a resolution. Erica Brown, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
Well, officials say at least 10 people are now confirmed dead from the California wildfires. 5 separate fires are burning across Los Angeles County, some still at zero containment. And that includes a new fire called the Kenneth Fire in the Woodland Hills area of LA. Officials estimate as many as 10,000 homes, businesses, and other structures have been burned. Nearly 180,000 people are under evacuation orders. Well, coming up, a wildfire health risk.
Millions of people are facing health risk from wildfire smoke. I'm Danya Backus with the dangers of exposure.
And later, the economy added a booming 256,000 jobs in December, far exceeding expectations. We take a look at the belated holiday present. Topping today's Health Watch, as residents in Southern California deal with unimaginable loss, about 17 million people are facing health risks from the smoke. Danya Backus has more.
These latest wildfires are the second ones in a month to impact the area where Alec Gellis lives.
Less than a month, my lungs weren't even better from the last time. I'm still coughing from the last fire.
The area filled with thick smoke and ash, also drifting to neighboring communities beyond Los Angeles. Air quality advisories are in effect as exposure to wildfire smoke can be dangerous.
There's the PM 2.5, the really small particles that we inhale that can cause inflammation, but there's also a lot of noxious gases and fumes in this wildfire smoke as well, and they both can be irritating to the lungs. The small particles actually can get taken up by the bloodstream. It can actually increase risk for cardiovascular disease, heart attacks, and strokes.
Other groups at high risk for health effects from wildfire smoke include people with respiratory issues, children, the elderly, and pregnant women.
Even healthy people are going to experience eye burning, throat burning, and possibly even some shortness of breath and coughing. Once you get removed from that area, those symptoms should subside pretty quickly. If those symptoms are not resolving over the next couple of hours, or you're experiencing extreme shortness of breath, that's the time to seek medical attention.
Dr. Maylon Hahn with Michigan Medicine says people should stay indoors if they can keep the windows and doors shut.
If you're going outside, wearing an N95 or a KN95 will help at least with the particulate matter. And if you're in the car, make sure you've got the recirculate air actually turned on to kind of prevent that polluted air from getting inside the car.
And she says anyone with lung conditions like asthma or COPD should make sure they have enough medication on hand in the coming days. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, when wildfire smoke blanketed the East Coast in 2023, the CDC says emergency room visits spiked by nearly 20%. Well, as winter weather moves across the country, health experts at Cleveland Clinic are reminding us of the do's and don'ts when it comes to shoveling snow. They say it's best to shovel when the snow is still light and fresh, and always scoop smaller amounts at a time. It's also important to stretch before exerting your energy into shoveling. And if you decide to use a snow blower instead of a shovel, utilize extra caution and do not place your hands near the blades or exit chute when trying to get rid of clogged snow. We'll have more shoveling tips tonight on KOAM News at 6. And that's a look at today's health news. A little later, a powerful winter storm sent temperatures plunging in the south and is bringing dangerous snow and ice to places that are not used to it.
And we do have a warm up this week, but we've got a lot of snow on the ground, so we're going to talk about that coming up. Well, we've had a lot of snow drop down, about 6.5 inches in the Joplin area and out east. But let's go ahead and take a look outside. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, that's Seneca, Missouri. They got quite a bit of snow as well. You can see on the pavement, not a lot of melting going on in the parking lot out there, but most of our roads have cleared out quite a bit, but they're pretty wet, so there is still going to be a lot of refreezing going on tonight. Black ice as a hazard tonight and tomorrow as those temperatures continue to drop once the sun sets. Now, most of our area, especially along I-44, south of I-44, got quite a bit of snow, over 6 inches. Now, then Pittsburgh, Nevada, Bartlesville, Miami got about 4 to 5 inches, and then further out west, Chanute, Independence, Yates Center, closer to 1 to 3 inches. So we did get quite a bit of snow. There's still a lot of melting that's going to take place as we head into this weekend, and luckily we have the chance for it because clouds are starting to clear out. More clouds don't move in until late Saturday night, so we've got all day tomorrow that's going to be mostly sunny skies and warmer temperatures. But like I said, tonight we're dropping down still back into the lower 20s following that front that's passing. But clouds do move in the overnight hours, but clear out for Saturday. Our high for the day getting into the upper 30s, low 40s. So we're going to be about 40 degrees, 41 degrees on Saturday with, again, mostly sunny skies. Black ice in the morning, especially Saturday morning. A lot of melting going on, and then black ice could still be a concern as we head into Sunday morning as well, just because of the overnight hours with the refreezing. Now, wind shifts Saturday night and into Sunday, where we might see in the northern counties a little bit more rain and or snow. So taking a look as we head into Saturday morning, temperatures in the lower 20s to upper teens, but mostly clear skies, a little bit of fog in the northern counties and out in Arkansas, Bella Vista area, but it's not going to be a big disruption. Clouds start to move in Saturday afternoon, and you can see the little rain along that front that's going to be pushing in, but warm temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s. But by 8 p.m., starting to see some of the rain, and in some of the areas where temperatures are dropping below freezing, a little bit of a snow mix moving into those northern counties. Yates Center, Fort Scott, Butler, Mound City, Nevada area, getting some of those rain showers through the overnight hours, though not a lot of accumulation expected, passing pretty quickly. And then by Sunday morning, we're in the upper 20s for our low. Still partly cloudy skies, so we are going to get a little bit more melting done on Sunday as well, and definitely as we head into later in the week. Now, following that front Sunday morning, we're going to see temperatures drop down into the lower 30s for our high on Monday, upper 30s back to warmer temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, we're going to be in the low 50s, but we've got another big system coming in next Saturday and into Sunday where it's going to drop temperatures back down to the highs in the upper 20s and lows in the teens.
I like it in the lows in the teens.
No, I'm not a fan of the super cold temperatures in those 20s without the snow. I know the snow has been quite a bit of a hazard today, but it's pretty.
I know, it is very pretty. My kids enjoyed it too, and I'm super excited about 41 degrees tomorrow.
I'm excited about 51 degrees and sunny on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's going to be beautiful.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, snow and ice are piling up across parts of the southern U.S., and that's causing big problems on the roads and the airports. Skylar Henry has the latest from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta.
The world's busiest airport brought to a standstill for a bit earlier this morning for two reasons. On one hand, the severe winter weather slamming the south, including Atlanta. The other reason, a Delta Airlines flight headed to Minneapolis, Minnesota was prevented from being able to take off due to what the airline is calling an engine issue. More than 200 passengers were on board that flight and had to evacuate via emergency slides. They were then on the tarmac and brought back to the gate via ground transportation. The Atlanta airport says that 4 people were injured. 3 of them were able to be treated there on the ground. 1 other person was transported to an area hospital as they investigate. Meanwhile, this all comes around that winter weather that I was talking about that is set to continue to impact other parts of the South, including here in Georgia, but also North Carolina, Tennessee, and other states. More than 900 flights here at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport have been canceled due to the weather. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Atlanta.
Well, coming up, a late Christmas present.
A hot jobs report warms up December. I'm Kelly O'Grady with more on what this might mean for interest rates.
Topping today's Consumer Watch, winter weather is driving up heating bills throughout most of the country. Heating costs are expected to jump 8.7% this season from the previous year for an average cost of $941. The report says homes heated by electricity will see the biggest increase this season. December turned up the heat on the jobs market, with the economy adding far more jobs than expected last month. But 2024 cast a chill over brick and mortar stores. CBS News correspondent Kelly O'Grady breaks down the numbers.
Happy holidays for the U.S. jobs market in December. The latest report from the Department of Labor shows the economy added a whopping 256,000 jobs last month, beating expectations, and the unemployment rate ticked down to 4.1%.
Workers should take a lot of solace in all of this. It's really good news.
Moody's chief economist Mark Zandi says the strong labor market is continuing into the new year, and even with adjusting for those seasonal retail hires and other volatility.
The underlying rate of monthly job growth is probably around 150,000, 175,000 per month. Still really good, enough to keep unemployment low, but not too much to generate a lot of inflation. So right down the strike zone.
But it was a strikeout for many brick and mortar stores in America. According to Coresight Research, U.S. retailers shuttered more than 7,300 stores in 2024, the most since 2020. That includes the popular but bankrupt Party City.
I think it's a shame because I grew up going to Party City as a child.
Everything from growing up to planning socials at my fraternity.
Market researchers say stores are feeling the pressure from international e-commerce sites.
They're incredibly price competitive, and we think they're stealing some share away from legacy retailers.
This is the last comprehensive look at the labor market before the Federal Reserve meets at the end of the month. The central bank has already signaled plans to be more cautious with rate cuts in 2025.
I think at this point they're going to sit on their hands.
The report also shows average hourly wages ticked down slightly, but are still comfortably above the inflation rate. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
Well, for all of 2024, the economy added 2.2 million jobs, down from 3 million the year before. A final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we go on the road with a geology professor and his former student for lessons in gratitude and compassion when life gets rocky. And then on KOAM News at 6, the Joplin Regional Airport is starting the new year with a new manager. Plus, Missouri Southern is expanding its nursing program in an effort to address the shortage of nurses in the 4 states. And find out what the Chiefs are working on during their bye week in this week's Minute with Mitch. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, kids in Pittsburgh are making the most of their day off from school. Dozens of kids gathered at Schlanger Park this morning to enjoy the winter weather by sledding and even building snowmen. Sledders had their sleds in hand and even makeshift sleds made of everything from lids to laundry baskets, along with their hats and gloves. 5th grader Jamari Conley started his snow day off early with his friends and spent hours out on the hill catching wind.
All right. That sounds like so much fun. I remember doing that back in the day. I love snow days.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's always fun to go out there and play in the snow. And
it is,
but it was a little bit warmer, so it's nice when you're not out there and it's like 10 degrees.
Yeah, and we have a couple of more warmer days now. Melting is going to start to really take place this weekend, especially with temperatures going to be above freezing. Overnight lows still in the 20s though for the next about week. So we are going to see over the next couple of days a lot of refreezing on the roads. Black ice will be a big hazard, and then a stray shower in the northern counties on Sunday. But a big warm up as we head midweek, Thursday, Friday into the 50s.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. And we'll see you then. Be safe, everyone. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.